All right. All right. Where was I? Okay, so as part of the game loop to update, we send event foibs, we send sound foibs, we uh, update the game state on the client side, and if I remember correctly, we also send a player list, or rather a player update. I remember it's player update. Yeah. Then we send all of these things. But if you remember on the client side, there's a few more messages. There's the car ride, there's the change map, and I could have. I was pretty sure there was something for. First, I'm gonna change this. Something for sending a chat message, but I might be incorrect on that one. Then again, I think there's still one more thing that I need to handle. I think the information board needs to send its voids, if I remember correctly. Because I'm pretty sure it's just in host where that is made. Yeah. So this stuff needs to be sent over. Wait, hold on. What does this do? Number of iBoard FOIB is greater than zero. Active of iBoard FOIB. Variable active. So I'm a little confused on what happens if there are none that are active. I don't know. Any case, so a few more messages. We have 0x14 for game update, or game settings update. So 0x15 would be okay. For a second, I was thinking, wait a minute, did I just skip from 9 to 10 in hexadecimal? In hexadecimal, you go from 9 to A, then from A on to F, going through the alphabet, the usual order, and then on to 10. But no, I just looked at this a little weird. So we message 15 and it will receive Actually, how long do these last? I suppose that makes sense. Wait, hold on. Man, this is going to be a bit of a problem for me. First, why is this already set to 1? But how would I then determine if there is something to be displayed? Because I don't want to send the same thing on multiple frames just to have the client have like a bunch of objects that were supposed to be one. So let me go find something. Condition debug player. Probably something in here. Hold on, give me a moment. I gotta figure out my own code. All right. Police officer weapon essential. Object event. All right. Onboard void. We get text of it. We have sprite the attempt to live, and okay, that's part of the sound wave. But we have 3 variables, and none of them are active. So I guess we got to look at what's over. Where is it? Got to be here somewhere. Okay, it's invisible. Active is 0. So what happens? Okay, so let's see. The number of iboard void is greater than 0. Variable iboard.active is 1. Which it always is. I don't know why I do some of the things that I do. You know what? I'm gonna make another variable. It's gonna start as 0 and it's going to become 1. think I'm gonna have to do something similar to what I did for sound foibs and event foibs, if I remember correctly. Let's see. How many bytes would it take to identify everything unnecessary? So this is the code we're concerned with, and I'm going to unpause my timer. So for it, we're going to need 1 byte for a sprite, uh, maybe uh, 2 bytes for time to live. Then again, I don't think it actually goes any longer than like a few seconds, uh, typically. Uh, Time to live is 2 seconds. I'm going to take that as an average. So so the most important thing is the text, which I think could comfortably fit in hex 20. If I remember correctly, that's 32 bytes. But I want to double check. Yep. All right. Actually, it'd be. Then we would have hex 20 be the sprite. Then we have hex 21 for you know what? I think I'm going to do this. Be Is that right? Yeah. Okay, it's correct. So I guess this would be 22. I think I think that's good. Now time to implement. So there's actually one thing that I wanted to do for the murderer in this update. I wanted to improve their AI, and whilst as I can really uh, as it has improved over its previous iteration, I feel like I want to improve it a little bit more. A little bit more. What I mean by that is I want to allow for a little bit of customization when it comes to the murderer's AI. First, I'm going to go over to one of these. Hmm, how many could I fit? How many of these could I fit? So we have one 8F bytes to play with divided by 22. B, which is 11. What if I had okay, so we're secure in 11. Just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like something that would cause a problem. I mean, I guess it still can cause a problem. It's just in any case, we need to pass a list of pointers. What we need to pass is where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. In any case, we're going to do something similar. And we're going to do this with iBoard Boy. All right. So these values can go, but we do need to keep track of which ones are temporary. Right. So what we need to do is we need to extract text, then set the sprite, then set the time to live. Time to live. Actually, I think this would technically qualify as a 16th of a second. So, right. So, first thing I need to do is something probably like that. So, variable string text. Oh, wait, hold on. I board variable string text. I board variable sprite, and we have variable TTL. One byte, and we need to multiply this by 22. Let's double check that. I know I probably have double checked it multiple times already, but I don't know. I like double checking things. From locale was not declared within the scope. Well, you know, I already run into errors. What time do I have? Ah, well, it seems to be compiling, so I suppose it's good. Right. So then we need to get the sprite. So what we want to do. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Is we want to get 32 plus 1 is 33, and I need a calculator. Two. Wait, why did I do that? All right. I was thinking if I'm just gonna put 0x22 in this, it makes absolutely no sense. But then I remembered, oh wait, no, hold on, that's the offset for the entire thing. I still need to. Okay. Okay, so what we want is ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry again, I'm a little tired. But I want to shift this over. This will give us a second value that matches with the top 4 bits. Then what we want is now we have a number from 0 to 15 inclusive, and we divide it by 16. This will give us our final value with a precision of 1/16 of a 1/16 of a integer. I think this is good. Of course not. All right. Move this over here. latest compilation output, and let's put this into monitoring. Unable to find numeric literal operator F. I thought that was the thing for float. Am I just wrong? You can just expected a semicolon before objects list. Okay, this seems to have worked. That's good. I'm just gonna pull this up. Right. So we need to send all of this information. Do I send this stuff here? I really should go ahead and write these more in the form of these. And again, I should also put these into their own groups so they're easily foldable. Group. What is 013? Event points. I'm guessing it's 0x0e. It is 0x0e. 0x0 event. Okay. Now that those are folded up, this I'm just gonna go away for now. Right, so I wanted to update the murderers a little bit more, and by that I mean I probably wanted to separate um, the murderers' thinking from individual murderers and put them more into a specialized thing. Because outside of their uh, individual little differences, they should act all the same. Okay, I mean, I guess that technically qualifies for a bunch of things. Like saying a uh, Wi-Fi router and a radio transmitter, aside from their little differences, act pretty much in the same way. It's true, but they are very different. I guess maybe if you would go ahead and qualify big differences to not be part of what I just said, then yeah, I guess it would be false. All right. Aside from the differences that happens because, okay, no, that would also just qualify just about everything. Like, that would qualify more. What is it that I'm trying to do here? My board. All right. So I have to update a few other things. So I also have to update the murderers' positions. I don't have that. Any case, aside from some differences that happen uh, to their action state, their thinking state is completely identical, or at least it should be. That is, if they're given the chance, they will chase after uh, the player. I don't think the bloomer actually uh, takes thinking into consideration for movement when it's in its scared phase. But the thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and put this into a function, which then I can also pass a parameter, but like, oh, I want logic B for this run through, or logic C, or something like that. So the thing that I also wanted to do with this is I wanted to allow for expansion. Like, uh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, that's not it. This is it. I wanted to allow for someone to write a DLL that's just like AI, and for there to be like a few functions that this game would call if it could get a hold of them to update the DLL with information related to the current murderer state, and then to call another function to get information to get like controller state information back. So that way, I could update um, all of the murderers. I do see some potential abuse with this, and the thing that would be most concerning would probably be uh, if someone were to be malicious and write some bad code and being like, "Oh yeah, it's a murderer AI. You can put it in MBI and run it." And I think for that reason, uh, it would be best if I include, if at the very least, I included a warning like, "Hey, just remember this feature exists, but unless you're a technical user who knows what you're doing and also knows what the code is doing, don't don't try to use this." Like, I guess really at the end of the day, it wouldn't even be the most effective because my game wouldn't run in uh any elevated status. It wouldn't require it, and running it in elevated status is uh I don't think it's useful for anything. So just be right. Sorry, I just realized I wasn't writing anything, so I gotta at least do something. Maybe I'm just terrible at talking and writing. This should give me the utilities that I need. Right, so I guess for so it would be a fun thing to have the ability to expand the murderer AI, or rather to rewrite or to write an AI for the murderer. Uh, but I'm just a little bit concerned with the potential misuse. Uh, and one of the things that I guess I really shouldn't be concerned with, but I still am because I know the practicality of things, or I know the execution of things, despite how it should work out in theory. Which is, I mean, I'm worried that some kid is going to like download a DLL from the internet and be like, all right, I'm gonna put this in the directory with MBI and have MBI run it, and then getting a virus from that. Now, of course, in theory, this shouldn't be a problem because kids should not be playing my game. It is really not meant for them. Then again, I suppose it really would be up to the parents to decide this. Uh, but I'm going to go off on a limb and say they probably wouldn't want their kid to play a game about death and trying not to die. And I feel like it would be a little bit of a gruesome subject matter for young minds. So that's a concern that I have. Uint a object size is less than object size and also less than 11 plus plus. Then I want to fill in the buffer. See 0x 0, 32 would be the count. So actually before that for loop, I could actually do something here. That way, I don't try to do anything else if it's going to be useless. So one of the things I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to read this variable and make sure it equals 0. If it equals 1, then we already sent it and we don't want to send it again. I know this isn't exactly what I did with the last thing, where I try to make sure that everything is sent in one thing. But quite honestly, if you have more than 11 iBoard foives, it's going to take a while. It's going to take more than like a frame for you to go through them all. It's going to take more than a second on average, I suppose, for you to go through them all. Unless I just am remembering incorrectly and set some time to live variables really low, which wouldn't make sense. What was the thing to break? Alright, I'm gonna look it up. Copy stir. That's what we want. Oh no, I gotta look it up. Oh, 22. I was gonna look at the other thing I've written. Alright, why did tasks fail? Uh, expected semicolon before 4. Fair enough. I was not declared within the scope. I'm guessing that's just an extension of the error from before. Okay, new errors. Has no member get variables, so I probably forgot something somewhere. All right, let's see. Objects list. Yeah, all right. Does that solve the issue? Nope. I think that's it. Okay. Fair enough. I think that was the only error left. All right. I think we're good on that, but we still have other things to copy over, like the time to live and sprite. So the sprite should be easy enough. Time to live is probably going to be a little bit more complicated because why would I like simple things? I know it's not required, but 33 plus 20 is 53. I suppose that was obvious. And 54 is going to be a little bit more complicated. Ooh, ooh. Had to stretch a bit. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna cast it to uint 8. Uint 8. 8. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So first I need to multiply things by, or do I? So I don't want to have a numerical value getting in the way of things. So, or sorry, integer value getting in the way of things. So we go ahead and do modulo 1, but we don't want this cast here yet. We want the cast at the very end. So this will give us a value between 0.0 and 0.9, continuing. I guess the simplest way to handle this is multiply by 16. Then the conversion will take place. And one thing I'm going to do here is just modulo 16. Just because I want to make sure. All right. Some errors are afoot. Particularly one error is afoot. And it just cannot be that easy. Okay. So I'll look up something. Modulo on pool. Constant double C++. Let's try something here. This is a constant value, but I'm going to try casting it. Invalid operands of types double and double on binary operator. Okay. Okay, so from what I see here, uh, let's see. I think this is correct. Because I'm looking at a C++ reference That is, I'm looking at the reference on c++.com, and it seems to say that this is how you do floating point modulo. Okay, so does this work? That was harder than I hoped it would have been. How much time do we have left? Ah, we have a minute left. Right. What else do we have to do? Probably should implement that chat that I want to. Then again, I should also take into consideration the change map. Oh wait, I still have to store the message. All right, hold up. I have to. Okay, here. Buffer is, or the header is supposed to have the packet ID of 0x15. I think that works. Hmm. I think what I'm going to have is I think car ride is going to be for non-dedicated servers, and that change map is going to be for dedicated servers. Because dedicated servers could have the ability to have a plaza. I guess technically a non-dedicated server could also have a plaza, but dedicated servers are probably going to be more likely to have plazas, considering that you wouldn't have to modify the game. Right. In any case, that's going to be it for me today. So if you're watching, thank you. If you're watching later on YouTube, thank you. It's going to be it for me. So until I see you again, this is goodbye.